Hi, I'm Tim and this is Timberway Designs. In this series of videos, I'm going to take you through my process of how I make a cabochon from the rough rock all the way to the finished cab. This week, got a big old piece of Dynasty Jasper. Let's make a cabochon. So let's take a look at this piece of Dynasty Jasper here. I picked this up at the rock shed out in Keystone, South Dakota. I'll put the location if you want to visit their website or actually visit the actual place, because it's pretty cool. They got a lot of neat stuff there. I'll put it below in the description. So this is Dynasty Jasper. I didn't bother looking up the Mohs because it usually says 6.5 to 7.0. I kind of like the pattern. I didn't cut it. It was already cut. So got to be able to kind of dig through there and pick out what I wanted. So actually let's take this is kind of what it's going to look like when it's completed right here, hopefully. So I gotta make sure I kind of laid it out. Okay. So what we're going to do today is cushion cut 1.25 inches or 1.125 inches. My ultra fine Sharpie here. So I'm thinking right about there is what I want. So we got all marked out, so I'm going to take it downstairs and we'll take it on the trim saw and we'll cut out this portion here and then trim it close to the line and then go up on the cabin machine and start working on it. So I'll see you downstairs. All right, we're down here on my high-tech 10-inch trim saw here, and we're going to trim out this big old slab. So let's get started. Ah, man. Well, that's no good. Well, let's go upstairs and we'll remark it. It looked like it was a healed crack right there, but man, it busted right on the crack. All right, I'm gonna go upstairs and mark it. I'm not gonna show that on camera. We'll be right back. All right, let's try this again. So I had a break off right here, and it cracked. I didn't think it would crack there. I looked at that, and it looked like a nice Cal Sydney split, and it actually did split. So I moved it down here because I want to get this and this all here. Hopefully it won't all bust up because I want this detail in the cab. So let's try this again. And if this thing holds together, I'll be happy. All right, there we go. Let's not take any more chances here. Well, that's a lot of rock. I'm going to try to trim that off. I'm probably going to not regret this. All right, that's close enough for me. Let's go over on the cabber and get this down to the line. All right, we have moved over to the cabber, my Kingsley North 6-inch cabber. I got an 80 grit, a 220 grit, and a 280 grit. And we'll start on the 280 grit, and we're going to grind it down to the lines, or get close to the lines, and then we'll get on the line with this, and then we'll clean it up with that. And then we'll go over to the dot pot and get a stick glued to it. So if you want to see the dopping process, I got a video right here. You can click on that, and I kind of show it in there. So let's start grinding. All right, that's close enough on the 80 grit. Let's move over to the 220 grit. All right, when you're grinding on these two wheels right here, these are non-cushioned wheels. These are hard wheels. Do not stop, especially if you're doing a radius like this, because you can grind a flat spot. And if you grind a flat spot in there, you're not going to get it out on this wheel. You'll have to come back on these wheels here. All right, that's looking good there. Now I'm gonna take a little bit more off this side. There, now that's looking good there. Let's go over to 280 grit. All right, I'm gonna put it on the dot pot and put a stick on it, and then we'll make a cabochon out of it. Okay, we're all dopped up here. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna grind on this top edge here down to about 1/8 to a little over 2 millimeters to establish what's called a girdle. It'll be a flat spot around the bottom edge here. Once I get that established, then I'll go ahead and work my way towards the center of the rock. So you'll see that as I progress here. So let's get started. And got to plug my water in first. So we'll start on the 80 grit, establish the girdle, then we'll start doming and just kind of work our way across the cabber. All right, I'm liking that. Now I'm going to go after this edge here and work my way towards the center of the stone. Now stay away from your girdle because you have established that. You don't want to be cutting into that anymore. So let's work our way towards the center. Okay, you can kind of see the girdle there, and I've been kind of working my way towards the center. I usually don't go all the way to the center. I just get kind of close and I'll start doming it. So we're going to start doming it now. All right, so we got a good looking dome here. I just detect a little flat spot. Still on top. We'll work on that a little bit. Liking it so far. All right, I'm liking that. I lowered it down just a little bit. I don't really like a high dome cap. So now we'll move over to 220 grit. All right, now we'll move on to 280 grit. See what we got. I'm liking that. I'll cut the edges just a little bit more. All right, we're going to move on to the polishing side. So I'm going to shut you off for a second and we'll be over there. Okay, I've moved over to the polishing side. Got a 600, 1200, get the lights here, 1200, 3000, and then there's a cerium oxide disc right on the end of the cabber here. So we'll start with the 600. Okay, we'll move on to the 1200. Looking good. Let's move over to the 3000. All right, I'm really curious what this looks like. Let's take a... All right, there's the shine right now. Let's see if we can bump this a little bit on the cerium oxide disc. I like the pattern though. Not liking the shine right now. All right, this is my cerium oxide disc. It's an adhesive disc loaded up with cerium oxide, and it's replaceable. It sticks on the end of it sticks on a rubber or foam rubber pad here, which screws into the end of the shaft. I like it. Like I said, replaceable, and it's really clean. So let's see what we can do with this cab. All right, let's check the results. Little pant leg, little towel. There we go. That's a little better than it. Now, let me turn the water off and try this again. This thing splashes all over the place. There. That's pretty good. All right, gonna throw this in the freezer now. If you want to see what I do, which I don't show this step every time, I'll put a video link up here. You watch that video and it'll go through how I take it off the stick. Well, it got a really nice break, a lot better than that break I had last week. Man, that was awful. So here is the stone. Dynasty Jasper. Got a really good shine. I was kind of concerned about it after taking it off the 3000 grit wheel. Man, that's I like the pattern. And the other thing I was concerned about was this brown stripe here was really marking up the wheel, so it was relatively soft, but it didn't undercut or anything. I can't feel it anyways. Yeah, that stuff's really pretty. There's the back. There's the front. So apparently, you got to be careful when you're doing it to check out these fractures. And I can't feel anything in there. This is my first attempt right here. I had broke off. So it's got to be careful. Anyway, we recovered really good from that, and I think we made a very beautiful cabochon here. So this cabochon will be available on my Etsy page in the description down below. And if you're not familiar, to get to the description, you press the More button in that little paragraph right below the video, and then I'll open it up. And yeah, I'll try to get it on here short or soon. And if you're interested in it, it's there. So let's take a look at this, and then we'll finish up this video. Well, thanks for following along and watching me make a cabochon out of this into this. I thought we did a pretty good job here. I thought it come out really good. So next week, got a piece of South Dakota chalcedony will be the cabochon, and it's gonna be hard, but I think it's gonna look pretty sharp. So this video here comes out every Saturday, where I make a cabochon from the rough rock to the finished product there. And then I got another video where I cut rocks in half, and that comes out every Wednesday. So watch the Saturday, and then you can slide over and watch the Wednesday. So it kind of cuts your week up a little bit there. I'd like to thank all the viewers and subscribers out there. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. Push button down below, and then slide over and give me a thumbs up, because that gets the analytics out there so more people can find this content. You can like it, share it, hyperlink it, and I think that's about it. And I think, trying to think of what else to say here. I think I pretty much covered everything. So thanks again for watching. That's all I got, and I'll catch you later.